Samping, samping. Iya.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Ibu Siti.
Pagi.
Pagi, Ibu.
Sorry,
Selamat pagi.
the sound okay, yeah?
Pardon me?
The sound is okay, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's okay.
your voice is very clear.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Of Allah be upon all and updates on the road safety status. Where are we at the end of decade of action? Hosted by Civil Engineering Department, Universitas Jember. This lecture is supported by University Teknology Mara Shah Alam and the International Office of Universitas Jember. I would like to express my gratitude to Rector of Universitas Jember, Dr. Insinyur Iwan Taruna M.Eng. I would like to also welcome Dr. Siti Zaharah Ishak, Senior Lecturer at the University Teknology Mara, Malaysia. I would like also thank Dean of Engineering Faculty, Dr. Insinyur Triwahyu Hardianto STMT, Head of Civil Engineering Department, Dr. Insinyur Gusvan Halik STMT, all colleges and students from Universitas Jember, and also other university and institutions who have participated in this program. We pray to God that this program will be successfully held so that many people will gain long-lasting benefit from this lecture. The next program is singing the national anthem of Indonesia and hymn Universitas Jember. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this program is an effort from Civil Engineering Program Study to enhance international collaboration and to promote more studies on road safety, which is an essential issue for communities in Southeast Asia. Undergraduate Civil Engineering Program Study has been accredited as excellent by Indonesian Ministry of Education. Therefore, we hope that this lecture will increase our students' motivation and knowledge on the latest issue in road safety. To know about more, to know more about civil engineering program, let's watch the video profile.
Hello everyone. In this international guest lecture, I will guide you to know and get closer with Civil Engineering University of Jember. But first of all, let me tell you about our university. Established in 1964, University of Jember is a non-profit public higher education institution that located in the urban setting of the metropolis of Jember, East Java. Officially recognized by the Ministry of Research and Technology of Republic Indonesia, University of Jember is a large co-educational Indonesian higher education institution. Civil engineering have three departments. There are civil engineering in associate degree, bachelor degree, and master degrees. Then environmental engineering and also mining engineering. Civil Engineering University of Jember have complete laboratory facilities that can support student practicum activities very well. This laboratory also support research activities of lecturers and the general public. Professional lecturers in our major have an important role, especially in lecturing activities to make quality alumni according to the achievements and outputs of the department. Workshops are always held several times to support additional knowledge, either from alumni or in a collaboration with several institutes. This 2020 is very special for us because all existing laboratory facilities have been moved to the new laboratory building, which is located in the engineering faculty area itself. Therefore, we will soon make a new video to introduce our new laboratory as soon as possible. Here are our laboratory. The first one is Hydrotechnical Laboratory. This laboratory supports student activities in the implementation of practicum projects that regard with hydrotechnical field. And then Structures Laboratory. The main objective of the Structures Laboratory is to demonstrate and investigate experimentally the behavior of the structural elements. This laboratory is also equipped with modern facilities. And next, Computational Laboratory. This laboratory is facilitated with licensed IT software and is able to help students for understanding computer in the civil engineering field. And next, Survey and Mapping Laboratory. This laboratory is helped to support the success of teaching and learning process, research, community service, training, and calibration. And next, Geotechnical Laboratory. This This laboratory has various facilities of geotechnical studies that relate with civil engineering and then construction workshop. This laboratory is specifically intended for students who take the wood workshop practicum course. In this course, students make various crafts. And the last is Transportation Laboratory. This laboratory was built to support research and instruction in the traffic engineering and the broader transportation engineering area. And this is our achievements. There are so many achievements that we take in this year. There are Cable State Bridge finalists on KJI KBGI competition, finalists at Balsa Bridge competition University of Technology Malaysia, finalists at Balsa Bridge competition Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta, third winner at Geotechnical competition ITS, and runner-up and consolation winner at National Concrete competition Universitas Sumatera Utara. Thank you and see you on the next guest lecture.
Okay, thank you. The next program is our opening speech that will be delivered by Rector of Universitas Jember, Dr. Insinyur Iwan Taruna M.Eng. Please welcome our Rector.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ceremony. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Honorable guest lecturer and participants, ladies and gentlemen, and I saw also all my dear friends. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin, great thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, I think for its most merciful and kindness today, so that we can join the present international guest lecturer on road safety. That took a topic about an update on the road safety status in low and middle income countries. Of course, due to pandemic outbreak worldwide, we are mostly doing the present activity today is via virtual room. For that reason, always I do this. Yeah, let me to remind you to stay conforming with the COVID-19 healthy protocol, keep wearing a mask, washing hand regularly, having physical distancing, and the most important thing also leveling up is leveling up your immunity. May Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala always give us with the health and goodness. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. On behalf of the University of Jember, it is my privilege and pleasure this morning to welcome you to the present event, which hosted by the Civil Engineering Department, Faculty of Engineering, University of Jember. We can see from our PC display that this lecture is followed by more than 450 participants from across the country, of course. In view of that, we would like to deliver our great appreciation and thanks for this achievement to the organizing committee, including the Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Triwahyu Haryanto, and the best team that consisting the member of Transportation Research Group. Moreover, this event is aimed partly to celebrate the 50 years Universitas Jember anniversary. So may Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala also bless UNED become excellent university in the future. We are pleased to have special lecturer with us this morning. She is professional technologist from Malaysia, Dr. Siti Zaharah. Ishak from Universitas Teknology Malaysia. Hello, Dr. Siti. Good morning. It's nice to meet you in this forum. Welcome to our institution, University of Jember. Just shortly to inform you that our university is having about 15 faculties, 104 study program, and more or less about 37,000 students. So hope you enjoy this activity, and we wish we wish also to see you when pandemic is over. It is to ensure the participant also that I have checked through any sources that Dr. Siti is actually very expertise on the road safety. So just for your information, apart from being senior lecturer at the University Mara, Teknology Mara, Malaysia, she is also member of the General Director of the Malaysian Institute of Road Safety Research. I think added to the Ministry of Transport. She is also member of the Board of Engineers Malaysia, Highway and Transportation Engineering Technical Division Institute, Engineering Malaysia, and East Australian chapter. So, ladies and gentlemen, as a rector of Universitas Jember, we fully encourage this activity because it is relevant to our university vision and mission that expect to be excellent university in terms of science, technology, and art development. Of course, with perspective of business, environmental, and industrial agriculture. Moreover, this activity is also relevant to the Ministry of Education policy that maybe you all know that requires every university in Indonesia right now to invite highly level practitioners to deliver lecture in the university. As it is expected to broaden our view related to the today topic, right, in this lecture, as well as to encourage student and lecturer to do fast updating the development on their field of study. Therefore, we are pleased that this event not stop here, because we want more chance to have academic collaboration with various stakeholders, especially in strengthening the scientific collaboration network and joint research. For these purposes, we may request our colleges in Malaysia, Bapak M. Farid Ma'ruf PhD, which is appointed recently as the Attaché of Educational and Culture in the Indonesian Embassy in KL, Malaysia, to be a catalyst for our collaboration process with prominent institutions in Malaysia. All right, I think that's all my welcoming remark. We believe this become interesting forum for discussing the today topic. I believe moderator in charge, Senior Willy Kriswardana, will manage this forum finally. Just prepare yourself to be challenged, excited, and inspired during this activity. So thank you all again for being here. Please enjoy and have pleasant experience in this event. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Insinyur Iwan Taruna, for the opening remarks. Before having the guest lecture, let's have a photo session in Zoom. To all the participants, please turn on your video. And to the photographer, please take the photo for every page in page 1, page 2, and page 3. Sebelum memulai kuliah tamu, marilah kita foto bersama di Zoom. Untuk semua peserta, mohon untuk menghidupkan semua video. Dan untuk fotografer, mohon untuk mengambil video pada page 1 sampai page 3. Oke, ready? Get ready. Smile. Hold a minute. Hold a second ya. Okay, I think it's enough. Thank you very much. Before having the main session, I would like to remind you that during the presentation, all microphones have to be muted. Now let's go to the main session. This lecture will be moderated by Insinyur Willy Kriswardana, STMT. He earned Master of Engineering from Institut Teknologi 10 November Indonesia. His research focus is ranging from transportation modeling, travel behavior, road safety, to traffic engineering. Pak Willy, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Pak Putra. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to the International Case Lecture titled An Update on the Road Safety Status. Where are we at the end of decade of action? My name is Willy Kriswardana, and I'll be responsible for hosting this presentation today. First of all, let me introduce our speaker today, Dr. Siti Zaharah Ishak. Dr. Siti is a senior lecturer at the University of Technology, Malaysia. She is also a member of Malaysia Institute of Transport or MITRANS. She is also a general director of the Malaysian Institute of Road Safety Research, Ministry of Transport Malaysia. And also she is a board of Engineers Malaysia, Highway and Transportation Engineering Technical Division of Institute Engineering Malaysia, and also is Australian chapter. She obtained a PhD degree at the University of South Australia, or UniSA, in 2010. She has received several research grants. Moreover, she has published more than 50 articles in the theme of transportation engineering. She is also an editorial board and reviewer for several seminars and journals. For example, Journal of Engineering Science and Technology, which is indexed by Scopus Q2. Good morning, Dr. Siti Ishak.
Morning. Assalamualaikum.
Yeah, Waalaikumsalam. Before we start, I would like to inform you that we will share the attendance in the chat box, and if you have any question, just write them on the chat box. Okay, now we can begin. Dr. Siti, time is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and especially to the Rector, University of Jember, Dr. Engineer Iwan Taruna, and to Mr. Moderator, Willy Kriswardana, and the rest of members, and especially to Dr. Engineer Triwaju Hardianto, the Decan, Dean of Faculty of Civil, perhaps, and to the rest of the members. Yeah, since this is a COVID time, I believe there are always pros and cons of having this session. Yeah, so that there is not required for me to fly there, but anyway, we can fly anywhere now with the internet and technology. Okay, thank you very much once again, and I hope that my sound, the voice, and also the video is capturing very well. I'm trying to use the background just now, but very unfortunate that I'm not sure how does it goes with my perhaps my computer. It is not very well captured, the background. Okay. And at the same time, I would like to share my screen for a while afterwards. And let me have my file for a while, yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, can everyone see my PowerPoint now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. It is still in the screen of web.whatsapp.com.
Okay, let me. Okay. I'll try once again. I'll try once again. Okay, share.
Okay.
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 Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe I would like to refresh back the introduction of myself just now. Maybe I missed some of the introductions part. And once again, I basically I am a lecturer, senior lecturer from Faculty of Civil Engineering, and currently I am attached with secondment basis, with Malaysian Institute of Trannsport, MITRANS. And I will explain further later on what is MITRANS and so on, And Mr. Moderator, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce my UCs. I hope that I have some time. And as far as I'm concerned, I have a very long period of time to deliver my lecture today. So I would like to take this opportunity, to introduce my University Teknology MARA, UITM, Shah Alam, Malaysia. And don't confuse with University Teknology Malaysia, because we have a lot of Malaysian name, UST with Malaysian name. So please make sure that you know that my UST is actually UST Teknology MARA, UITM Malaysia. So everything clear, about the voice is clear, loud and clear, Okay, good. All right. So, Mr. Moderator, I would like to introduce my USTs. University Teknology MARA UITM Malaysia is one of the largest public university in Malaysia. And currently, I am here at the HQ headquarters. And the reason why we are claiming that we are the largest public university in Malaysia due to the reason that we are everywhere. Okay, we are everywhere. And I am currently at main campus, Shah Alam, Malaysia. And the rest, as what you can see, we do have 12 branch campuses throughout Peninsula Malaysia and Sabah Sarawak. And we have 22 satellite campuses all over Malaysia. Okay, so we have here Peninsula Malaysia and we have Sabah and Sarawak, very close to Borneo. And in terms of world ranking, we are actually in overall rank of QS World University Ranking 2020 from 651 to 700. In the Asia University Ranking, overall rank 119. QS World Graduate Employability Ranking 2020 from overall rank 301 to 500, and QS World University Ranking by subject 2019 as overall rank 9 subject. Okay, so this is very quick on UITM and UITM, University Teknology MARA, Malaysia. Okay, so in overall, we have postgraduate students about 8199, academic staff about 8625, academic staff with PhD is about 22,006, postgraduate program about 270 campuses, 28 faculties and academic centers, 162 master's program and 55 PhD program. Okay, so here we conduct diploma, degree, master's degree, and PhD. Okay, very quick on Faculty of Civil Engineering. I am very glad, very honored being invited from the Faculty of Civil Engineering from Jember. And I would like to introduce as well, we do have civil engineering here as well. And we are actually offering diploma, degree, master's and also PhD under faculty. Okay, we have 4 divisions I am basically under geotechnical highway engineering, and the rest of the division is structural and material engineering, water resources and environmental system, geotechnical highway engineering, as I am under that division, construction business and project management, CBPM, and if in case that you would like to know better, please do access to the link, yeah. And hakikinya I am at the faculty, but currently I am attached with the Malaysia Institute of Transport, MITRANS, still under UiTM, the Center of Excellence under UiTM. Okay, so under the higher institutions, UiTM itself, the Center of Excellence, yeah, can be classified into two at the higher level. Yeah, higher institutions of excellence, HICO, is one of important initiative by Ministry of Higher Education, and it is an effort to inculcate research culture in Malaysia Institute of Higher Learning. Okay, so this is actually the higher hierarchy in terms of Center of Excellence. And where are we? Yeah, where is MITRANS? We are here, still under Center of Excellence, and we are actually now currently embarking to recognize as the higher institutions of excellence by Service Trust. Okay, we have Research Trust and also Service Trust, and currently we are under the Service Trust. Okay, and our core business, basically we do have offering, we are offering postgraduate program only, okay? Because we are Center of Excellence, that is the reason why we are quite unique here. We are only offering postgraduate and Masters and PhD. And beside that, our core business is consultancy, training, and also research. And this is our research cluster. Since we are very niche in transport and logistics, this is basically the area that we covered. Yeah, we would like to welcome, if in case that dosen from Jember looking for partnership. There are a lot of things that we can do together, but just very quick on this research cluster. The area is focusing on Malaysian Research Center for Logistics and Supply Chain, Public Transport Sustainable Development Center, and we do have two big laboratory, Malaysia Transport Research Lab, having Traffic and Highway Engineering Lab, Railway Engineering, Drone, Road Pavement, Integrated Transportation Management. Yeah, there are a lot of activities under the laboratory. And we do have another laboratory, we call it as Halal Supply Chain Research and Lab Services. Okay, so here we have halal logistic and supply chain equipment. Yeah, we do have halal auditing, halal certification. We offer as well a certified halal executive training program. Okay, so now it's time to elaborate further on the topic of today's lecture. Okay, I'm very glad that I met with all the experts from all the docents from Jember, and also a student, Faculty of Civil Engineering. Okay, so I am also giving lectures on highway and traffic engineering here, beside the supervision. Okay, a topic that I'll perhaps based on the agreement that we choose is basically an updates on the road safety status. Okay, where are we at the end of decade of action? All right, so before that, can I know, Mr. Moderator, is that an interactive session in between? You guys can, the students and also all the participants can ask the questions, or I just need to just give a lectures and we have Q&A session at the end of it?
Yeah, firstly, you need to present your presentation first, and after the presentation session, the Q&A session will be opened.
All right. Okay. So perhaps all the questions can reserve. I can always ask a question because I'm talking to myself now. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, you can keep the questions and answer it at the end of the session. And at the same time, you can ask me the question. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'd like to proceed with this. Yeah. And road safety status. road safety status and road safety per se is actually something that it is sort of things we can say that is very common. Yeah, we can always heard about, okay, road accidents, okay, it's a fatality. Yeah, but the importance behind this is actually the impact. Yeah, the impact to the person left behind. Okay, the impact to the person left behind. Okay, meaning to say that it is very upset to know that we lost our loved one. Okay, it is very trauma that if in case that we receive a body that is fully injured. Okay, so and at the same time, the most traumatic is that when we send our kids to school and then they didn't get back. Okay, there are the impact is very severe to the person left behind. Okay, and it's of course if it's actually caused a lot of, it is actually an economic loss to the country, to the world. Okay, so we can see a lot of banners, we can see a lot of advertisement, we can see a lot of awareness campaign, but what is actually portrayed? Yeah? What is actually portrayed and what is our understanding on what is actually portrayed and what is actually the message behind that? Okay, so it is very, very important today to understand why it is very critical and to what level it is critical, okay, to us. So I would like to continue with the road safety fact, okay. When you see my citation, it is quite outdated, yeah, 2009, but I am purposely having it here for my presentation, okay. This is the reason why I would like to relate the reason of why we set up something, okay, at the earlier decade of actions, yeah, before reaching 2020, okay. So the road safety fact during that time in 2009, the statistic shows that 1.3 million people die every year due to road traffic crashes, okay. 1.3 million people die every year. Okay, so now when we compare with COVID, okay, so perhaps there are some things that we can compare and look further, yeah, to see how is basically this is very serious as well, yeah, and more than 20 to 50 million injury. Okay, and the leading cause of death is actually for people aged 15 to 29 during that time. Okay, they're very young people. Yeah, and over 90% occurring at low income and middle income country. Okay, which have only 48% of the world registered vehicle. Okay, the registration is low, but the occurrence at the low and middle income country is very high. Okay, and nearly half of it, about 46% of those dying on the world roads are vulnerable road users. Okay, I hope that everyone understand further on the classification of vulnerable road users, as we can classify them as the motorcyclists, okay, the pedestrian, the cyclists who are vulnerable to the other road users. Okay. And economic losses to victims, their families, and nation as whole, costing most countries about 1 to 3% of their gross national product. Okay, and it is such a loss to the government. It is such a loss to the country and the world, because we are, especially when we relate with the age, yeah, they are still young. We are not sure whether they are actually the CEO of the companies, okay, the leaders of the countries, and who knows, they are actually someone that very valuable, yeah, to the nation. Without action, road traffic crashes are predicted to result in the death of around 1.9 million people annually by 2020. Okay, mean to say that without an action, if we do nothing, okay, road traffic crashes can be predicted increasing to the extent that 1.9 million, okay, by 2020. All right. Okay, let's see why that statistic is very important and how does it act or perhaps trigger to the needs of the decade of action for road safety, on which here we do have one, okay, decade of action for road safety 2011 to 2020. Okay, where we realize that, oh, okay, something that we really need to focus is a public health issue. Okay, so that is the reason why the UN start with its member state to have this, and because of this pressing international health and development concern, then UN and its other member states realized that. Okay, following from the first global ministerial conference on road safety 2009, hosted by the government of the Russian Federation, a decade of action for road safety 2011 to 2020 was officially proclaimed by the UN General Assembly in March 2010. Okay, that is the starting point, how we get this document, Decade of Action for Road Safety 2011 to 2020. And the plan provides an overall framework for activities which may take place in the context of the decade, okay, for 10 years. And 9 to 10 years. And the guiding principle underlying the plan for the Decade of Action are those included in the safe system approach. Okay. And the safe system approach is one of the approach that introduced by Sweden, quite a long time ago. They are this is the countries that starting the safe system approach, and currently is actually well accepted by other countries, and this is being one of the approach that they are taking it. Safe system approach aim to develop a road transport system that is better able to accommodate human error. Okay, we accept that human make an error. Okay, and take into consideration the vulnerability of the human body. And it starts from the acceptance of human error and thus the realizations that traffic crashes cannot be completely avoided. Okay, it's due to the human error. So what's next? The goal of safe system is to ensure that accidents do not result in serious human injury. But at the same time, we would like to ensure that whenever there is an accident, it is not harm so much. Okay, so road users, vehicle, and the road network or environments are addressed in integrated manner. Okay, so that is the reason why we have like safe system approach. We have human factors, the vehicle factors, and road engineering factors. Okay, and it should be addressed accordingly and integrated. Okay, through a wide range of intervention with a greater attention to, especially in terms of the speed management and vehicle and also the road design. Okay, that than in traditional approaches to road safety. So earlier, it is actually a lot of traditional approaches, but now there are lots of advanced technologies that can help, especially in terms of vehicle technology. Okay. So in this Road Safety Decade of Action 2011 to 2020, this is the 5 pillars of Decade of Actions have been adopted by taking care ataupun looking at that safe system approach. All right. So there are 5 pillars, and it's include pillar 1, road safety management, pillar 2, safer road and mobility, pillar 3, safer vehicle, pillar 4, safer road users, and pillar 5, post-crash response. Okay, in the syllabus as well, in the highway and traffic, we always mention about the integration between, the association between road users and vehicle. Okay, but in safe system approach, it is extended to road safety management and post-crash response. Okay, so what is that? Let us go through one by one. Okay, pillar 1, road safety management. Okay, this pillar is focusing on the need to strengthen institutional capacity to further national road safety effort. Okay, untuk membantu to look into the what is actually road safety effort by country. And it includes activities such as putting into practice major UN Road Safety Convention, for example, the UN Decade of Action, establishing lead agency for road safety in the country involving partners from a range of sectors. We can't work alone, okay? So we really require a partnership. Developing a national road safety strategy, okay, and I believe Indonesians have one as well. Malaysia do have, okay, and every decade we are actually establishing one, and we will do some calibration in between. All right, so I hope that Indonesia can also share at the end of this session or my session later on for us to have some sharing, okay? Setting realistic and long-term target for related activities with sufficient funding for their implementation, okay? To manage road safety well, we require fund, okay? That's as simple as that, okay? Either from the government, from the international organization, from the world, okay, from anywhere, as long as we require that fund, okay, some fund to kick off. It's also called for the development of data system to monitor and evaluate activity. We require a very good and systematic database. It is a must. Okay, so to avoid underreporting, to avoid bias in putting theory and so on, we require a systematic database to monitor and also to evaluate. Okay, so we will discuss further on later on what is the requirement on that. Pillar 2, safer road and mobility. Perhaps this is very much reflect. Okay, this is very much reflect us as a civil engineer. This pillar highlight the need to improve the safety of road network for the benefit of all road users, especially the most vulnerable pedestrian, bicycle, and motorcyclists. Okay, improve the safety of road network. Okay, we don't assume that one can apply to all. No, there is something that we need to think further to accommodate them accordingly, especially the vulnerable road user. Okay, activities include improving the safety conscious planning, design, construction, and operation of road, making sure that the road are regularly assessed for safety. Okay, and encouraging relevant authority to consider all forms of transport. Okay, and of course, when we talk about transport, we have a lot of modes. So there are things that we need to tackle here, and type of safe infrastructure when they respond to the mobility needs of road user. Even though we are establishing a public transport network, okay, we require to provide an adequate facility to the BRU again, pedestrian, bicyclists, and also motorcyclists. Okay, I go next to the pillar 3, safer vehicle. Safer vehicle is the third pillar that require or address the need for improved vehicle safety by encouraging harmonization of relevant global standard. Okay, harmonization of global standard and mechanism to accelerate the uptake of new technology which impact on safety. Okay, we require technology to help. Okay, we require one harmonization in terms of standard, and it includes activities such as implementing new car assessment program, and CAP, so that customers are aware of the safety performance of vehicle. What is important of NCAP? So I will highlight some of the MIRO's work. As did mention earlier, I was in MIRO for some time, and now I'm back to universities. But there are quite acknowledgement that I need to give to MIRO's for their outstanding work that they did. But I will discuss that later on. And trying to ensure that all new motor vehicles are equipped with minimum safety features. Okay, at least a minimum safety features in the vehicle. Okay, such as simple as seatbelt. All right. So, okay, there are a lot of things that we can talk about the vehicle technology. What is actually the safety assist that can help? Okay, to prevent the serious injury and fatality. Accidents can happen, okay, but we can prevent in terms of its injury level. Okay, other activities covered include promoting more widespread use of crash avoidance technology. There are lots of technology that can help ensure that it's proven effective enough, such as electronic stability control and anti-lock braking system. Yeah, quite numbers of vehicle technology now is already equipped with this. Okay, and now perhaps under the NCAP, this is some of the criteria and technology is a compulsory. Okay, managers of fleets are also encouraged to purchase, operate, and maintain vehicle that offer high level of occupant protection. Okay, managers of fleet as well. Yeah, ensure that in terms of buying buses, for example, a heavy vehicle, ensure that is also provided with high level of occupant protection, okay, because they are also important, yeah, to be protected, the drivers, I mean, okay. The pillar 4, safer road user. This pillar focuses on developing comprehensive program to improve road user behavior, okay. The users can be, I'm not sure either the right word or not, either can be modified or not. There's something that we can think of to discuss further. Activities include encouraging the development and adoptions of modern road safety legislation and sustain or increase enforcement of road safety law and standard. Okay, activities. We here to support safer road user, we need to really encourage, okay, the development, encourage the adoptions of the safety legislation, to ensure that they will follow later lah. These efforts are combined with public awareness and education campaign and so on. There are talking about road user based on our experience, I believe, it's a very what we call it's very interesting, okay, because it's very hard to touch and it's something very challenging, okay. So we require a momentum, a continuous public awareness education, okay, to increase, especially look into what the law and restrictions in your country per se. And for us here, the seatbelt wearing, helmet wearing is a mandatory, and to reduce drinking and driving, speeding and other risks. Yeah. So it always require a safety campaign, awareness, a continuous one. And it's call for activities to reduce work-related road traffic injuries and promote the establishment of graduated driver licensing program for novice driver. Okay, so it is also include activity to reduce work-related road traffic injury. As for in Malaysia, what we did is one of the agency that we call it a PEKESO, one agency insurance that can claim under the work-related authority or agencies that give a claim to the workers. So they are actually putting an effort, to have more proactive actions to engage with the industry to ensure that whoever or whichever industries that relate with the work-related road traffic injuries that close to that, especially when we talk about now, we do have a lot of what we call at your place, perhaps Gojek, we are having Grab, we are having Food Panda and so on. So there is a similar trend that we have now. So of course, there are things that we really need to encourage them, to give them further awareness, on the importance of to take care of themselves. Okay. Post-crash response. This pillar promote improvement of health and other systems to provide appropriate emergency treatment and longer-term rehabilitation for crash victim. Then activities include developing pre-hospital care system, including implementation of a single nationwide telephone numbers for emergency. And now it's actually under UN, they already established the e-call system, and it is still on the way in Malaysia, providing early rehabilitation and support to injured patients and those bereaved by road traffic crashes, establish insurance scheme and fund initiative, and encourage a thorough investigation into crashes. Okay. So we do have that as well, thorough investigation. Beside police, I will explain later on who is actually agency and ministries that are looking after road safety. Okay, so we have SDG now to support. Okay, and in between, starting from 2011 to 2020, in between September 2015, okay, the General Assembly adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goal that includes 17 goals. Okay, I'm sure that all of you is aware on this, yeah. And the SDG are the blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. This is actually the documents that it's very important for a reference. Yeah. Okay, road safety and SDG. Okay, where is actually the road safety park under the SDG? So under the SDG, the road safety is parked under the goal 3, good health. Okay, target 3.6. We can have like under 3, we have a lot of target 1, 2, 3. Okay, and untuk goal good health, it is a target under 3.6. By 2020, you nampak ada kereta terbalik ni kan? Okay. By 2020, half the numbers of global death and injury from road traffic accident. We would like to make it half by 2020. And it's also reflect the goal 11, sustainable cities and communities. And target 11.2 in specific, where by 2030, provide access to safe, affordable, accessible, and sustainable transport system for all. Okay, improving road safety. This is the keyword, improving road safety, notably by expanding public transport with special attention to the need of those in vulnerable situation, women, children, person with disability, and older person. Okay, so road safety is embedded in this target 11.2 under sustainable cities and community. All right. So I hope that I have a very long session. So I hope that everyone's still here with me. And okay, I still have another 1 hour. Okay. Global road safety performance target. And we are talking about the SDG in 2015. Yeah. We have decade of actions starting from 2011. So we have 2015 now in between. Yeah, 2017, when I will explain further later, when the monitoring is being done by the WHO, yeah, they are actually putting a lot of report. Okay, in between they found out that there is something need to be done very quick in order to fix some of the element on which that it is not fixed well lah. All right, so this is where global road safety performance target come in 2017. All right, we do have the SDG, okay, and when we talk about the SDG with 5 pillars, this is actually the enhancement towards that pillar. Okay, so again, if you can see here, the global road safety performance target have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. There are 12 road safety performance target. Okay, on which that these 12, kalau if perhaps you can see in terms of difference in terms of colors, okay, is actually represent 1 and 2 as pillar 1, 3 and 4 pillar 2, 5 pillar 3, 6 until 11, 4 and 12 pillar 5. Okay, so this is actually representing the pillars. Okay, for global road safety performance target 2017, if we can see target number one by 2020 to represent traffic management system tadi. By 2020, all countries establish a comprehensive multi-sectoral national road safety action plan with time-bound target. Okay, so every country should have their road safety plan to provide actions and activities, okay, with a specific fund or budget, okay. So this is actually the aim, okay, to target by 2020. If you can see, there will be like 2020, 2030, okay. So 2020 is actually things that we would like to achieve now, this year, and it's supposed to be this year. Okay, and what we can see, target number 2, 2030, target 2 by 2030. Okay, all countries accede to one or more of the core road safety related UN legal instruments. Okay, so there are a lot of legal instruments will be published by UN. So it should be one or more to be adopted, okay, by countries. Okay, 1 and 2 is actually traffic safety management. Second is on the pillar number 2 on road, okay, road engineering factors. Okay, so target by 2030, all new road achieve technical standard. Okay, for all road users that take into account road safety or meet a 3-star rating or better. Nak tak nak, we need to give a star rating to the road. Okay, by 2030. All new roads, okay, jalan-jalan baru. Okay, so this is actually an actions that should be taken by the government. And number 4, target 4 is by 2030, more than 75% of travel on existing road is on roads that meet technical standard for all road users that take into account road safety. Okay, is for existing road. You should achieve 75% travel on a 3-star and above. Okay, it's quite tricky, but I will explain that later, later part of my presentation on the requirement of this, because on this pillar number 2 is actually our responsibility as a civil engineer. Okay, beside others lah. All right, so we do have 5, 2020, 100% new, defined as product sold or imported and used vehicle, meet high quality safety standard, okay, such as the recommendation priority UN regulation, global technical regulation, or equivalent recognized national performance requirement. Okay, so that is more towards the vehicle safety. Okay, so next 6 to 11 is quite long. Okay, by 2030, have the proportion of vehicle traveling over the posted speed limit. Speed limit is very important here, and achieve a reduction in speed-related injuries and fatality. Okay, so untuk dosen-dosen di Jember and also Indonesia, actually speed study is very, very important for us to do an evaluation. Okay, we go to target 7, target 7 by 2030, increase the proportions of motorcycle riders correctly using standard helmet to close to 100%. Okay, so safety helmet is regulation, is standard helmet is 1. We require that all the helmet should be according to the standard and to ensure that they are compliant to use that. Target 18 by 2030, increase the proportions of motor vehicle occupant using safety belt or standard child restraint system. Okay, pakai seat belt, use the child restraint system. Okay, that is in simple word lah. Target 9, 2030, halve the numbers of road traffic injuries and fatality related to driver using alcohol, driving under influence. Okay, and by 2030, all countries have national law to restrict or prohibit the use of mobile phone while driving. This is quite tricky. Okay, it requires long debate. Okay, and I would like to pause on this. We will require perhaps nanti ada special session for us to discuss on this. And I believe all of you students have phone now. And please ensure that not so much on multitasking. Can hear me. I hope so. All right. Target 12, by 2030, all countries establish and achieve national target in order to minimize the time interval between road traffic crash and the provision of first professional emergency care. Okay, this is a post-crash response. Kita harapkan ambulans datang on time, achieve to establish the national target in terms of fatality reduction. Okay, it's a very comprehensive global road safety performance target 2017 to support the 5 pillars. Okay. So this is quite new juga, okay, on which that we should adapt this sooner or later, because this should be continued, okay, because this is actually targeting 2030. Okay. And let's see. Okay, now I can see some of you. All right. Global Initiative on Road Traffic Injuries and Deaths, as I did mention, yeah, we set up everything. I mean, like the UN, the global perspective, the global concern, they are actually providing all the guidelines, all the plan, okay, accordingly. Okay, so World Health Organization, WHO, is actually taking a further step in doing the monitoring and also the evaluation. As what I did convey previously, this is all the report that available. Okay, all the report here is actually used by everyone, yeah, road safety experts and also the countries to ensure that they know what is the current status. Okay, by having Global Road Safety Report or Road Safety 2030, it is actually the starting point of the establishment of the SDG 2015. Okay, we do have 17 SDGs. Yeah, then lepas tu, and this is actually along the way of our decade of action on road safety. Yeah, and 2015 ada report dah keluar. It's one of the report coming out, and based on that profile report, profile countries and so on, they are actually putting another global road safety performance target 2017, as I did mention earlier lah. The 12th tu. And now it's depend on what is actually reported. Okay, 2018 already there. Okay, so we will review on that, yeah, because that is actually the latest information that we have in order for us to proceed with our discussion today. Okay, and we hope that we can increase and to lower the numbers of fatality by 2020. But anyway, I'm not sure either we can or not. Yeah, we can look at the report in 2018 to foresee what is actually going to be next. Okay, the fact that we have here, kalau kita tengok dalam report 2018, dalam report 2018 WHO, they are actually using the data of 2016. Okay, so this is quite an update, right? So approximately in the report, 1.35 million people die each year as a result of road traffic crashes. Okay, before this, that is the reason why I put 29 data. Before this, we are actually having like 1.3 million people die each year due to the road crashes. But now, what we can see in 2018 report, it is actually increases 1.35 million people. So we can see that it is very serious. We need to do something. That is the reason why there are quite a bit of steps taken by World Organization. And by looking at this table, this is obviously from the WHO report. Table 1, leading causes of death, all ages 2016 involve. Looking at this, we are ataupun road traffic injuries is basically the 8 leading cause of the death at all ages. Okay, besides stroke dan so on lah. But I'm not sure later on they will include the coronavirus or COVID-19, all right? Road traffic injuries are the leading cause of death for children and young adults aged 5 to 29. Okay, and even worse, it is even worse to mention about from the young generation commonly involved in this. Yeah, it's very sad to hear that. It's very sad to accept this. And more than half of all road traffic deaths are among vulnerable users, pedestrians, cyclists, and motorcyclists. Okay, and we are talking about this age, 5 to 29 years old. 5 is actually at very low secondary primary school. Okay, so they are still young. So what is actually problem behind that? Okay, there are quite a lengthy discussion on that, but the point is that we really need to protect them. Okay. Next, the road safety status of low middle income country. Okay, as 2016, we still have this definition, low middle income country. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, in 2019, 2020, there are some revisions has been made. Okay, so Malaysia, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia is actually by different category. But anyway, when we talk about road safety, I have no doubt to mention that perhaps we are still the same. We are still at this stage, okay, where road safety status, look at the proportions of population, road traffic death, and registered motor vehicle by country income category in 2016, we can see that in this donut. Okay, you can see that by colors here, we can have a low green, high income, the green, middle income, and orange or yellow is a low income. So low and middle income countries, we can combine, we combine. Low and middle income countries only account for 60% of the world registered vehicle. Look at the vehicle. Okay, we have 59 plus what? 80. Okay, oh sorry, vehicle. 59 plus what? Middle income. Yeah. So it is actually 60% of the world registered vehicle, but more than 90%, kita tengok pula road traffic death, more than 90% of the world road traffic death. Okay, number kenderaan berkurang tapi kematian bertambah, tinggi. The road traffic crash death rate is over 3 times higher in low middle income country than in high income country. Of course, we can see that. There were no reduction in the numbers of road traffic deaths in any low-income countries from 2013 to 2016. Okay, that is only a fact. We can't see here, but that is a fact. Road traffic injuries place a huge economic burden on low and middle-income countries. Okay, as I did mention earlier, yang meninggal tu kanak-kanak, yang meninggal tu CEO, yang meninggal tu the high-level official. So it is actually a waste to the nation. Road safety status again, rates of road traffic death per 100,000 population by whole region. As simple as we can see from the graph, bar chart ni is first is Africa, second is Southeast Asia. Where are we? Southeast Asia lah. So we can see that we are among the highest. Okay. Now we go to the fact about global road traffic injuries once again by looking at the pie chart by different mode of transport. Okay, we do have driver, passenger, four wheels vehicle. We have orange, yellow too as a motorized 2, 3 wheelers. We have cyclists. We have pedestrian. We have others. Okay, so what we can see here, kita tengoklah ya, Southeast Asia. This is our continent, ya, Southeast Asia. And the rest lah, okay. But what we can see by colors, we have more orange or yellow, right? So more than half of road traffic deaths are among vulnerable users, yeah. And especially at our case now, it's involved more percentage of fatality melibatkan motorized 2 or 3 wheelers. It is a fact. At Southeast Asia, we do have a lot of motorcycle. Okay, 2 or 3 wheelers. Okay, and now we can see that the trend is increasing in using the bicycle. Okay, so there are a lot of things that we need to do now, especially with Jember Uni, all the dosen-dosen, let's collaborate to look into the bicycles, study activities and so on. Yeah, there are things that for Malaysia it is a trend now, but I'm not sure about Jakarta ataupun Indonesia. Dah lama dah tak pergi Indonesia. Because of this COVID kan. Kalau tak, it's very nice to be there lah in Indonesia, yeah. Okay. Okay, so it is some of the updates on what we achieved. Okay, either it is bad or not, that is our achievement. So I would like to go a bit on road safety in Malaysia as a case study. Okay, so I'm not saying that Malaysia bagus, but this is what I would like to share with you guys, and let's see what we can learn from each other and what we can do to improve our situation, especially when we talk about motorcycles and so on, yeah. road transport ministry agencies and related parties and di Malaysia, in Malaysia we have Ministry of Transport, MOT, Department of Transport, and last time is Department of Road Safety, but now they do have like a small unit of Department of Road Safety, now called as a unit under the Department of Transport. Okay, Department of Transport looking into the licensing and so on, vehicles. And under the Ministry of Transport, we have an agency, Malaysia Institute of Road Safety Research, MITRANS. Okay, I was there for 5 years, and it's very interesting. There are lots of contribution of MITRANS to road safety field that perhaps can also be shared with you guys as well. So I know that quite numbers of experts here get in touch with the colleague from MITRANS. Ministry of Work, Department of Work, because when we talk about road infrastructure, this is under them, Ministry of Work and Department of Work. And we do have highways in Malaysia, and we do have more than 30 plus concessionaire. We do have highways, toll and not the toll, under Malaysia Highway Authority. And when we talk about road safety, all the accidents report and so on is actually under Royal Malaysian Police, our police. Okay. And the NGOs is actually contributing as well, and academia to support on the research, okay, in all aspects that can be contribute back to the ministries in that ministries, and also this road safety area. Okay, so I would like to acknowledge to all the related ministries and agencies for the data presented in this presentation. Maybe some of the data and so on I didn't mention properly there, but I would like to acknowledge earlier here, especially to MITRANS, because there are quite a numbers of contribution as well during my time at MITRANS that I would like to also highlight here for you to really understand and also to get back to perhaps MITRANS, and also to look into what's next can be done, and also the sharing. Okay, so Malaysia road fatality trend. Okay, as what decade of actions state on data, they are also looking at what is actually the projection that we are looking at. We require this data. So there is a reason why in Malaysia we established one ARIMA diagram here for us to really study on what is actually the patterns looks like by 2020. And very unfortunate, I mentioned that, right? Fortunate juga, that I did mention we are actually now here in 2020. So let's see what's going to be next within another month or plus. Okay, so what we can see, kalau nak tengok the trend of the patterns, if we do nothing, it is forecasting about 2020 Malaysia is about 10,716 deaths. Okay, this is if in case that we do nothing, and along the way, there are lots of initiative by the government. Okay, but still there is an hiccup here and there, and in terms of monitoring, in terms of evaluation, there are still like need to do a lot further or perhaps more improvement, but there are a lot of things that I can mention here lah. Start daripada 2016 is actually the starting of the Alhamdulillah is actually decreasing. Okay, but what's next in 2020? It's a bit tricky here when we talk about either we achieve or not on 2020. I'm sure this is the same questions among Indonesians, researcher. Either we can achieve or not. I believe yes. Okay, I believe yes. But we don't feel comfortable if in case that we take for granted. We are actually reducing the numbers of fatality due to COVID. It's something like it is not a self-satisfaction lah. If we mention that, there are things that we really need to look further to perhaps maybe I want nak bagi some of the apa tu orang panggil the pause version, pause version for us to really plan accordingly for a coming decade. Okay, so as for now, I'm not sure, But as far as I'm concerned, the numbers is reduced. Okay. Let me see what else I can share with you. Return of investment in road safety initiative. Okay. And as what we can see here, by years, forecast numbers of deaths. We are not asking for more deaths, but we need to do something in terms of calculation. Actual numbers of deaths is here. We can see that quite fluctuate, but we are decreasing. Okay, since 2017, 2018, yeah, dan juga 2019 yang lepas. Alright, so 2020 is a question mark. Reduction, we can see some. Ni 2017, yeah, 3 years back, jadi data ni it is not really updated, and we can see that I go straight to this. Total value of life saved, how much? If in case that we have that reduction in terms of numbers, okay. So we do have some calculation here based on the kalau nak ikutkan, this is actually a data analyzed by MIROS, International Road Assessment Program, is one of the program under them that they are actually having that value. Okay. Okay, when we talk about just now, the numbers of accidents, basically the numbers of accident increases, but the numbers of deaths is decreases. Okay, so the reason why I would like to highlight this, because perhaps we can share the same, what we call the same problem here, on which that we do have large numbers of motorcycle on our road. Okay. So by looking at this fatality rate, it's very sad to mention, until now, motorcycle is actually the higher contributors to the numbers of fatality in Malaysia. And it is reached about 65%, okay? And by looking at fatality by different mode of transport, as we have here, okay? So this is only a bit of detail adopted from my representation. The motorcycle ni tadi, actually increases. Yeah? So we can see that the trend is actually increasing. All right. So I love to see data from from Indonesia as well. So then we can do some sharing here pula. Factors for motorcycle crashes in Malaysia by age. Okay, as it is portrayed by report from WHO, it is actually the same here. Okay, but here we can see, since we are talking about motorcyclists, most of the case, the range is between this lah, because this is actually the starting of getting a license. Yeah, novice young drivers ni, novice drivers, 16 or riders, 16 to 25. Ada juga tu, we can see that some casualties is motorcyclists, riders casualties. Ni I'm not sure why lah, ni curi-curi lah bawa motor ni. Okay, so this is actually things that is good to have, but not nice to see lah. Alright, so next is actually but the things that I'm worried of is actually, I just would like to share with you that the current trend, because of the pandemic COVID ni, we can see there are lots of riders numbers that especially doing the delivery. Okay, so I would like to suggest to anyone here, if in case that we would like to share the data from Malaysia during this COVID in terms of riders activities, I'm more than happy to collaborate and to share the data. Yeah, I'm doing some of it now here in Malaysia. Okay, riding behavior, type of motorcyclist fault due to the careless driving. Okay, due to the dangerous turning, due to the speeding. Okay, and we can see that I'm afraid that this will increase, not conforming to the traffic light. Okay, dan nampak during COVID, we have the MCO, movement restriction order. So that is the reason why there are not so much vehicle on the road. So they tend to assume that there is no one use the road. Okay, so that is some of the constraint that we have here. Okay, and collision type is actually involve the angular collision, the head-on, the rear collision. Okay, and some of them is out of control. Okay, then you can see lah the pattern tu by different colors kan. Okay, so by reflecting the pillars just now, nation program is basically cater for all pillars. Okay, for example, the road safety management. Okay, beside Royal Nation Police, okay, MITRANS have also mandated to have the data for them to do a research. Yeah, so if in case the academia researcher like me from universities and so on, we can always liaise with MITRANS as well beside Royal Malaysian Police. Okay, and with this road safety management, we do have the road safety master plan untuk Malaysia. We are actually referring to the UN Decade of Actions, yeah, and the rest of the document, yeah, we are following that. Second, safer road and mobility. So in Malaysia, we are actively involved in the road safety audit. And now, currently, we do. I mean, like there are also growing numbers of road safety inspection. That is just in terms of name, but some of the element is actually embedded dalam tu. And improve road design, and this is the thing that I would like to discuss further. Because to reflect the SDG tadi on the improvement of the star rating, road assessment program, IRAP. Safer vehicle. Very fortunate that Malaysia has this program run in Malaysia, ASEAN and CAP, and we do have a lot of tests. Yeah, I mean like Malaysia under ASEAN and CAP, under MITRANS do a lot of testing regarding this technology, and we are also have MARI as well to look into the technology that support the safer vehicle, and we are talking about the autonomous vehicle as well. So there are quite a number of agencies here in Malaysia. I didn't spell out dekat depan tadi, but there are MARI is one of them as well. Safer road user. There are lots of initiatives, campaign and so on to look into the wearing seatbelt, child restraint, wearing helmet, to reduce the speed at certain location, yeah, using automatic camera system. And we establish, under road safety, under Ministry of Education, they come up with this road safety education program in collaboration with Ministry of Transport. And post-crash response, this is basically not so much that I would like to discuss because this is mostly under the Ministry of Health. Yeah. Okay, so very quick on this. This is actually our document. It's actually this year will be expired. Malaysia Road Safety Plan 2014 to 2020, discussing and try to relate whatever document that we have from the SDG, from the global UN Decade of Actions, yeah, and whatever the rest of the document. Pillar 2, yeah, pillar 1 still road safety management. The importance of the data just now, as I did mention, yeah. So all the data is kept by Royal Malaysian Police. They will do the investigation more towards crime. MITRANS do have one crash investigation unit. They will do the reconstruction of the crash. Okay, so they are complementing each other. Okay, to provide a very good report, and at the same time, MITRANS is basically looking forward to apa tu orang panggil, to give a suggestion for improvement. Okay, not to ensure that the same accident, okay, pattern accidents and so on will not happen again. Okay. Pillar 1, road safety management. Again, as what I mentioned about the data just now, and we have a very systematic database, and MITRANS is helping up in terms of to develop database yang lebih baik, lebih sempurna untuk kegunaan National Highway Authority, untuk the local council dan sebagainya. Okay, so this is actually things that required by agency, okay, by any authority that related with the road safety. They require a systematic database, and I hope that it is actually a continuous effort from nation authority to have that in place. Yeah. Road safety management, ISO 39001:2012, road traffic safety management system. Okay, there are quite a number of companies now is looking into the certification in terms of road safety management system, especially companies that involve in the logistics, transport, logistic matters, and also dealing with publics to ensure that they are exercising all the requirement under this certification. Okay, pillar 2, safer road and mobility. This is actually the focus of civil engineers, to look into safer road and mobility, looking into in terms of the road engineering aspect. Okay, so in terms of the road engineering aspect, Malaysia under MITRANS is basically really active on this, and as an academia, we are actually supporting and to this, so it is actually on the way to really help to get for the bigger pictures of the IRAP users. To the first one is actually they tackle on the high volume road, especially on the expressway, highway, and so on, and then it's actually go beyond that. I have a special session later on to talk about the IRAP, because I believe there are things that I need to share with the civil engineers in Indonesia as well, and I hope that there are some of from UiTM or from Malaysia, the participants, so that we can share further here on the IRAP. Okay. Pillar 2, safer road and mobility. I believe this is also practiced in Indonesia, road safety audit. So we do have. Oh, sorry. Number 2 is, I thought it's just missing, but it's here. Okay. Road safety audit stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm not sure you guys also implement by stages, but here we have road safety stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So for our undergraduate program, this is partly as their exercise during their laboratory session. They need to do an assessment to look into this, to go through into this stage, supaya nanti bila dia orang keluar, going to the industries, especially road industries, they know how to conduct this and so on. All right, road safety assessment, road safety inspection. This is a matter of wording, but at the same time, actually there are things that embedded inside that make it different with the road safety audit. Okay. It's quite a long discussion, but anyway, World Road Association PIAP as well already established this type of road safety inspection and also assessment lah. I hope you are familiar with the PIAP, World Road Association. Okay, pillar 3, safer vehicle. As I did mention earlier, Malaysia through MITRANS is conducting this program, okay, ASEAN New Car Assessment Program, for, we call it the ASEAN NCAP, and this is actually one of the requirement to ensure that all vehicles get into the countries and sell in the countries, and also ASEAN is actually should have certain standard, okay. So there are quite a numbers of aggressively crash tests that being in place. Pillar 4, safer road user. Okay, under pillar 4, this is perhaps a very tricky part of the pillars. Review and the development of road safety education is one of the things that we did here in Malaysia. Automatic enforcement camera to change the behavior of the road users and to reduce their speed along the road, especially the road yang kita memang dah kena pasti as a black spot area due to the speeding. Okay, so there is a way how to identify location which is suitable for this AES camera ataupun automatic enforcement camera. Community safety support program, work-related road traffic injuries is one of the activities as well, because we know that in Malaysia we are dealing with a lot of accidents with motorcyclists. So we give a special focus to the motorcyclists and motorcycle-related work. Okay. So kalau di Malaysia tu most of the work related with these motorcyclists is some of them is actually the delivery services, the untuk check meter meter air, meter apa tu electric and so on, and also the postage. Okay, And pillar 4 ni, safer road users, is also required involvement of the NGOs. In here, Malaysia, we have quite a numbers of NGOs, but one of very active one is also Safe Kids Malaysia lah. They are actually promoting the motorcycle helmet for kids. Okay, pillar 5, postgraduate response. I don't have intention to discuss this further. To be frank, I'm not really into this because this is different ministries and so on, and they are actually doing a lot. But at this time, I didn't have a chance to grab everything. Okay. Okay, I still have another half an hour. Ya, betul ya, Pak Moderator. Semuanya diam ni. Adakah I'm talking alone?
Yeah, you can continue your presentation.
All right, so I hope that everyone is okay. And yeah, hi. Now I can see all of you. Sekejap, then I get back to my presentation. Okay. Okay, this is very close to civil engineers. Yeah, this is very close to civil engineers on road safety engineering. Okay, so as indicated in the earlier presentation, yeah, we are actually looking at the new 17 that addressing the pillar number 2. Ada dua that addressing pillar number 2, on which that to have a star rating for the road. Okay, so when we talk about road engineering and road environment, that is an engineer responsibility, that is our responsibility. Okay. So one of the approach that can be used to giving a star rating, as for now, there is the one that I know and quite established internationally, is an IRAP, International Road Assessment Program. I got to understand that Malaysia memang di bawah MITRANS, and we are actually having still have a good collaboration with MITRANS in order for us to expand further this IRAP. And talking about this, I believe IRAP as well have been conducted by quite a numbers of UNCs in Indonesia. And perhaps due to the setting up of the Vision 2030 to have 75% traveling on the 3-star and above, and the new road should achieve 3-star and above, during 2030. So meaning to say that this requires special attention. Okay. I would like to go quickly on this. Okay, inilah apa yang cakap tadi. Alright. So looking at these 2 global road safety performance target, yang orange, yang kuning tu is actually the thing has been set up. The target 3, new road. Target 4, existing road. Okay, so I would like to start with the existing road dulu because this is very much close to us. It's already there. Cumanya nak pastikan bahawa by 2030, more than 75% of travel on existing road is on road that meet technical standard. Yeah, the world has established, perhaps IRAP has established that at least they can achieve 3-star and better. Dia macam giving a star to the hotel lah, okay. Saya kata hotel, we are looking at the 5-star hotel, okay, 5-star, 4-star kan. But this is not necessary here to achieve that to 5-star tu, but at least 3-star is more than enough. 3-star and above, not less than that. Okay. Dia samalah macam kita kata kita nak duduk di hotel 5 bintang, 5-star. We are talking about a luxury road, okay, kita boleh tidur atas jalan, so it is not going to happen here lah, dekat jalan kan. Okay, so I'm talking about the existing road now. We are targeting about by 2030 75% travel on the existing road on 3-star and above, and sekejap lagi along the discussion tu I will touch on what's next, in order to look into the giving a star rating to a new road. Don't waste your bukan nak kata waste your time, but it's a lot of cost saving if in case that you cater from the start. Okay, good to start right, do the right thing from the start lah. Okay, so this is actually to complement Myros punya presentation. And I would like to convey here that this is betul lah memang the previous presentation that I did for MITRANS as well. So thank you very much. I'm using this, but to further promote the IRAP for the beneficial benefit to everyone here in our continent lah. About IRAP, I believe some of you is already know IRAP kan, but this is one of the tools that we are using. What IRAP tell us, what is the current condition of our road infrastructure? Okay, how safe are the road environment, and what can be done to improve the current situation? Okay, and how much is the return of investment of each improvement? Okay, maksudnya by doing an assessment via IRAP, we know that what is the current condition. Either it is 1 star, 2 star, star to is actually represent the parameter. Okay, there are a very huge parameter that we are talking at. How safe are the road environment? How can be done? What can be done to improve? Yeah. So the important part of it, perhaps I would like to discuss here later on, next page, to understand first why we require IRAP. Because this is one of the tools, as simple as that, can do an assessment, star rating for your road network. Okay, because this is one of the requirement that they will assess later on. Yeah, the world will assess. It's actually under IRAP International juga yang akan penilai ya, membuat assessment either we are actually with them or not and so on. Yeah. Sebenarnya untuk IRAP ni, it start with the Euro-RAP at the first place. Okay, Euro-RAP. And start with the Australian RAP. Yeah, they already established themselves, yeah, as Euro-RAP, Australian RAP, and US RAP. This is the three big development done as far as we are concerned. When we go to the low middle income country, go to the Southeast Asia and so on, sometimes it's very difficult to adapt what they have. Okay, so that is the reason why they are having IRAP. Okay, it's more general, can be used by many countries. Okay. Adoption of road safety practices in Malaysia. Okay, and I would like to highlight a bit here. In Malaysia, for us to do an assessment untuk jalan, we are actually first have this document. We are having a black spot location. Okay, so we know that, okay, this is document that, okay, along the stretch, we know, okay, this is the black spot. Yeah, the location that having a lot of accident. As a civil engineer, you need to know this lah. Okay, and next will be, when we know this is a black spot, we need to do a road safety audit. Okay, and here come the IRAP. What is IRAP? Black spot and road safety audit is very focused on the spot location. Okay, IRAP is an assessment to the network, more bigger coverage. Okay, so this is some evolution terhadap apa yang diperlukan. IRAP versus RSA versus black spot. So road safety assessment is the things that we require to conduct. It has like proactive and reactive. Yeah, and when we talk about proactive actions adalah short section, we can conduct road safety audit. If this long section, we can conduct IRAP. Okay, this is more proactive because short section, even though road safety audit tadi I mentioned, road safety audit ni pun ada banyak stage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kan. I believe the same applied to your country. So when we apply the road safety audit 1, 2, 3, 4, it's actually reflecting, especially until 3, it's reflecting a proactive. We are actually trying to ensure that it won't the location won't have a very high risk and so on. Okay, and sometimes location yang we think it is risky, we can go to the location, spot location, short section, we conduct road safety audit. And when we talk about IRAP ni, when we talk about the long stretch of highway, for example, long stretch of high volume road and long stretch of road. So how to do it by spot? It's very difficult. Okay, so that is the reason why IRAP come in. Okay, and I will explain a bit longer later. Reactive ni short section lah, as a black spot pun is actually very spot. Bila dah accident berlaku, we know that statistic dia kata dekat location tu is about like 10 accidents per month. Oh my god, it's very high. So that is the reason why we need to go quickly to the spot, the black spot, to conduct a study. And also network, reaktifnya adalah for us to have an accident data and do it a mapping. Okay, so that is more reactive. We are talking about what is actually the method to be more proactive. Okay. And reflect a bit on the IRAP. It is actually the whole world is actually looking into this. We have a regional, by region, Latin America and the Caribbean. They do have like their own director lah. Asia Pacific, Africa, Europe, North America. So IRAP Center of Excellence can be quite a numbers already, and termasuk MIROS in Malaysia, because one organization, institutions is actually need to attach with this IRAP International untuk memudah cara lah. So then it's actually it's okay for anyone else to collaborate and so on. So IRAP Center of Excellence is actually here dekat ARRB Group, Korea Transport Institute, MIROS ada SWOF Institute Road Safety, Transport Research Laboratory, Midwest Institute, and Instituto Mexicano. Okay, this is the one. So this is some of the IRAP Center of Excellence lah. Okay, recently maybe belum sampai kot. Okay, recently Malaysia already has already entitled as a Malaysian RAP. Dulu kita call it as IRAP Center of Excellence, but now we call it as a Malaysian RAP. Benefit to road authority, this is very important for us to really encourage the authority to understand what is actually the importance of this. To supplement existing approach in identifying road deficiencies. Bila kita dah buat tu, we know that okay, this road along the network at this kilometer, it is actually obtaining 1 and 2 star. What is the defect and so on is actually spell out everything dalam IRAP. Okay, and even what is actually the treatment pun ada dalam IRAP punya software lah, ataupun the activity tu nanti. One way to study the feasibility of road improvement project, because we know the problem now, it's much easier for us to suggest a tools to justify a business case for budget allocation. So in case of the government have like a small project, a small budget, but we have 10 black spot, for example. So how to look into which black spot that require this budget allocation. So by having IRAP with that 10 black spot, with the IRAP looking into the network, maybe under that network IRAP punya section is actually 3 black spot on that section. Okay, the other section maybe 1 or perhaps no, none. So perhaps give the priority to the 3 black spot in one section tadi itulah. So some of the example lah. Benefit to the authority is actually when we call it here as a quick fix. Maksudnya bila dah dah buat an assessment, we know this is the improvement should be allocated, so the improvement has been made and we monitor. Okay, so to ensure that there is no accident. So what is the benefit of this IRAP to the road user? Okay, to the extent that IRAP will map you the whole country map and with the allocation of the star rating on your map. Meaning to say that this network is like red color, maybe 1 and 2 star. Green color is a 5-star road. So it's a benefit to the users to know, to choose which one is safer for them, because most of the case, as we know, public have an options. Okay, which path is the shorter path? Which path is less time consuming? Which path is less cost to us because I don't want to pay for a toll, for example. But for a safety, there is no option. It seems that there is no options to the public to choose. Yeah, we know that jalan ni bahaya dah. It's 1 and 2 star, but they didn't know that that is an option that they are actually going to face. Yeah, so that is one of the options lah, as what I did convey tadi kan. So meaning to say that the application ni can be used as what we have a Google Map, we have a Waze and so on. So maybe some of the information will be conveyed to them lah. IRAP Malaysia program, as I go quickly on this here, we already surveyed quite a numbers of kilometers under MIROS, and it started a long time ago. Before I joined MIROS pun memang it's already there lah, 27. And I'm glad that it's continuous now under MIROS. And last time, the starting point of the IRAP is actually using the Hawkeye from Australia. But it's very costly, and what we did, I mean, like what nation did is basically to have some to have partner with it's a partnering with industry. It's always a good mechanism. Partners with industry, let them contribute, and for you to really work on that, and it's just a win-win lah, win-win situation to help industry as well. Okay, and next, an advancement in terms of the Hawkeye though, they already come up with tools called Radis. So we have like Malaysia have video recording and so on that can use, and also this Radis survey control panel, and this actually was launched again in February 2016. It is actually during my time as well in Pak Ni Aini masa ni. It's actually during my time juga when MIROS received a grant daripada industri, and we kick off. Yeah, and then we do another nation did more routes surveyed and identified spot. And based on the section tu kan, can be seen that okay, ada merah hitam and so on tu, tak nampak pun hijau banyak kan, tapi tak apa, there are quite a number of things that still under improvement lah. Okay, when we talk about 5-star road, perhaps this is one of the example, some of the example on the 5-star road, nampak tak berapa cantik lah jalan tu, but anyway, the safety element kat situ yang very important. Yeah, at the 60 km/h, no roadside hazard. Okay, we have barrier, we have median. Okay, divided, straight alignment. That can be considered as 5-star. Next, 4-star. Okay, straight section, 90 km/h, no roadside hazard. Okay, divided, straight alignment. Okay, but what you can see, there is no barrier at this location, and we can see that a lot of longkang here lah. So it is not really protected well. And again, this is the 3-star road, roadside hazard, very close, yeah, with a very big bunch of trees, big trees and so on. So, and straight alignment with the high speed, 90 km/h is our national speed limit. 2-star is when roadside hazard 1 to 5 meter. We can see that this is a very big tree, big trunk of tree, undivided, some more, and a straight road. So most of the case here, drivers will tend to overtaking. Okay. And 1-star road is when, yeah, we can see that that is hawkers kat tepi tu. There are lots of houses very close to the road section. It is all not protected, yeah. So this is some of the element lah. So whenever we have this type of, when we did the assessment, I mean like during the IRAP, when the assessment being made, we identified which one is actually a quick win project, okay? And we require a quick fix in order to really fix it quickly with a very minimal cost to ensure that there is no accident happen. So some of the element that IRAP punya result ni showing that we identified some of the quick fix, quick fix. Lepas tu we quickly go to the site and ask. This is actually one of the highway lah in Malaysia, and we know that this is due to the barrier. Okay, due to the guardrail problem. So most of the case, guardrail is not the problem. Okay, the problem is the installation. Either it is installed according to standard or not. Either it is properly treated or not. Okay, that is the question. That is the problem. The guardrail is not the problem. Okay. Summary of the quick fix as what some of the efforts has been made, conducted the survey and identified the spot and improvement of the spot. Okay, so now is under monitoring. All right. So quickly on this, if we look at this, this is actually Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam. That is the reason why I mentioned Indonesia. I believe ada buat, yes, but I'm not really aware dekat mana tu. Ada anyone from Jember ke yang buat, so that we can also in touch, yeah. And this one is actually performance track, selected ASEAN country based on IRAP website, okay, IRAP international website, showing that vehicle 59% of road is below 3 star. Okay, dekat kawasan Malaysia, Indonesia dan Philippines, Vietnam lah, yeah. So motorcycle, bicycle, pedestrian. Senang cerita, the rest of the mode tu is not properly protected. Untuk kereta, vehicles, private vehicle is ni lah, apa ni ya, car occupant, car occupant is actually at least more than 50% is protected. Okay, having 3 star and above. Okay, dia kata off road is below 3 star. Okay, and let's see what else we can see. IRAP star rating by travel, kilometer travel. So this is by distance, by kilometer travel, by persons of traveling. Vehicles is 3% of travel is below 3 star. 3 star and below lah, yeah, 63%. So meaning to say that 37% is actually 3 star and above. Same goes here. 68% below, meaning to say that 3 star and above too is actually very small amount. Okay, so we are actually, it's very long way to go. Okay, very long way to go for a star rating for us to fulfill the requirement. Okay, so I have sampai pukul berapa ni? Sampai pukul 5 ya?
You still have 5 minutes more.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right, very quick on this. Most of the case on the quick fix, we are actually yang murah, yang cepat is actually putting the roadside barrier. Okay, this is due to the reason as well. We know that from the statistic, it shows that total number of casualty and percentage of fatality is very high due to hitting roadside object. Okay, langgar, tepi, terbabas, and so on. Okay, so why does this happen? It's because of the driver fatigue, intention, losing control due to excessive speed, under influence, try to avoid something, skidding, yeah, poor visibility. So this is like a very common human factors. As I mentioned, they are hitting, most of the case well, they are actually hitting the barrier. But as I did mention, the barrier is not the problem. Yeah? The problem is always due to their installation. Okay, so it's get back to the engineer side. It get back to the respective responsible authorities and also the consultant engineers and so on, yeah, because you need to remember that you need to fix it properly on the road. Most of the case in Malaysia, this is actually at end treatment. If it is not properly protected at the end treatment, it's actually welcome them to hit, welcome the driver to hit them. So these are the things that we try to avoid lah. So when this happen, when fatality numbers is highest due to this, adakah we try to reduce the likelihood of vehicle leaving the roadway? tak payah guna lah. This is human factor, very difficult. But what we can do as an engineer, minimize the impact of severity in the event of a crash. Okay, so again, we require road factors. Okay, so it's actually, we require high impact intervention. Okay, and IRAP is one of the options. This is what I mentioned. Installing guardrail, especially dekat dekat kawasan-kawasan yang berisiko, and especially dekat end treatment. They need to really put fixing a very good installation in terms of barrier. And when we talk about adakah barrier one of the good instrument to fix in, yes, because it can, with that small investment, it can lesser the risk by 5 times. Okay, compared with letak lagi bridge protected signpost and so on. So this is all about IRAP, and we require further details on this lah. And during the quick fix exercise, Malaysia already get into this figure. So we try to increase 1 and 2 star to 3 star and better. Okay, so we managed to decrease the numbers 1 to star, but increase the numbers of 3 star road. So at the same time, benefit cost ratio juga we can estimate based on the formula provided dalam IRAP sendiri. So please do it right at the beginning. Jadi instead of kita tengok jalan yang memang existingly have a problem, we need to fix it anyway. But when there is an intention to build a new road, so we can jump into that immediately for us to really get into the design. Okay, that is another story under the civil engineer lah. So what you need to do, review road design standard, okay, doing road safety audit, enhance design for safety, specifying minimum star rating. This is one of the objective of the IRAP. Okay, so that we can have best safety outcome. Okay. And length of road rated 3 star and above, if in case that we do it at the design stage, certain baseline design before IRAP input, maybe the safety is actually low level, but when we do some adjustment during the road safety IRAP, okay, so it will increase. Jadi bila it is in operation, either designed to achieve all length rated 3 star and above using IRAP, so we can ensure that bila it is operation nanti, it is actually fulfill the requirement from the start. Okay, until it is being constructed. Okay, so it's good to start from the design stage to include the IRAP. IRAP is actually provide that as well during design stage, and also to look into the existing road. Both of that will is provided. Economic viability raising to 3 star. This is some of the challenges due to the budget of the companies and so on. Treatment fit well with local standard or not? Do you have a standard? Okay, some of the standards actually have some contradictions. So this is all the challenges that you are going to face. Can construction industry deliver what has been designed? The contractor can deliver or not? That's what we would like it to be lah. So this is to sum up. Where are we at the end of the decade of action? There are challenges that we know since the low middle income countries is still struggling. And we can see as well, this is the report from some of the report. Mana report I tengok. UN report as well. Ada berapa report lagi lah. GRF, okay. And more than 3/4 have some form of audit and star rating for safety of new road, but only half have inspections or star rating for existing road. Ada yang buat road safety audit, ada yang tidak buat. So this is all the challenges that we are facing. I can share this slide later on with all of you. Ada yang regulation is there, but it is not being enforced. Okay, especially when we talk about the seatbelt law. Okay, but only half have law covering all occupant. Ya, maksudnya untuk seatbelt law is there, tapi hanya untuk pemandu di hadapan. Pemandu saja. Co-pilot tak ada. Okay, so kalau apa-apa jadi, co-pilot tak apa meninggal, yang driver selamat. The same goes to the yang belakang. Okay, so it's supposed to be at all position should have proper seatbelt, okay, and need to be used accordingly. Around 3/4 of have blood alcohol content based during driving law, and similar numbers are random breath testing in some form. Yeah, it's not really any ada dalam akta dan sebagainya. Okay. Okay, so now we are actually towards the end of the decade of action 2020. This year, 1+ month lagi untuk kita end up. Right, so anyway, we already started with second decade of action for road safety. Last February, I was there as well at Sweden on the 3rd Global Ministerial Conference on Road Safety. I have an opportunity to be there to witness the some of the event, and I'm being one of the panel as well, and the declaration, new declaration to focus on 2030 is already stated and mentioned, di semasa agreed as well during this 3rd Global Ministerial Conference. Okay, so a quick one on the on the Stockholm Declaration output ni. Talking about to reduce at least 50% by 2030, because in 2018 punya data, it is not convincing. The numbers of accident is statue, constant aja. It's not really reduced at most of the country. That is why they come out and extend that to 2030. Particular focus on reducing road death among children and young people, to reiterate of the need for a coordinated approach that doesn't see road safety as separated silos. So it should have a good combination between industry, practitioners, and so on. Encouragement to UN member state to sign up the UN legal instrument on road safety if they have not already. And included of road safety in the safe system approach, in street design, transport system planning and governance, especially for vulnerable road users in urban area. So I believe Indonesia as well has adopted the safe system approach, and also should be extended to business and industry. Okay, and accelerations of progress towards safer, cleaner, more energy efficient, affordable model of transport such as walking, cycling, public transport. This is actually another measures that we can explore further. Very interesting. The development and implementation of technologies to make road users safer, including crash prevention and emergency care. Okay. Number 5. Focus on speed management, including 30 km/h speed limit where vulnerable road users and vehicle mix. Okay, most of the case, signboard dah ada dah, but again, the users tend to mislook. Okay, all vehicle produced, sold, and used around the world equipped with recommended safety features by 2030. Public and private sector to produce safe and secure vehicle for their fleet, and increase in the road safety, data monitoring and reporting on road safety progress. Siapa yang tak ada tu, they are actually encouraging ada, and it is actually a free. The World Bank is already produced one, and it's free to the members to participate and have it and use it. Okay, that is what I know lah. Okay, this is actually the UN proclaimed that the period 2021-2030 as the second decade of action for road safety, with the goal of reducing road traffic deaths and injuries by at least 50% by 2030. Because I'm afraid to mention, it's sad, very sad to mention that we can't achieve the 50% reduction by 2020. And if yes, it is not by chance lah, because of this COVID. We really need to relook balik. We require some a good plan. The same goes to Malaysia. We are actually struggling with that, and perhaps we can always share with our neighbor Indonesia. Okay, so this is some of the action lah, lebih kurang sama aja. And by then I am I really would like to convey my thank you very much to Jember Uni, Faculty of Civil, Sipil, yeah, and I would love to contribute further, and also would like to introduce as well our colleague from here, civil engineering, and also for those who are really interested in transport, traffic, logistics, halal logistics, supply chain, and so on. I am under the Center of Excellence of this of this area. So in case of ada yang dosen-dosen from Jember and also Indonesia that would like to pursue and have a partners in doing research and so on, please do so. And we are here offering postgraduate as well. Yeah. I think thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Thank you very much for all that spending time for this guest lecture. I'm very honored to participate. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Siti. That's a very interesting presentation, actually, especially about the IRAP. The one that I mentioned that IRAP is really important, especially for the government. But I think that IRAP would cost the government a lot, right? Because it needs the installment and also the improvements also. But after I see your slide, the benefit cost ratio will be really high. And I think that Indonesia could apply the IRAP also. Okay, we are now opening the Q&A session. Please, you can ask our speaker by writing on the chat box.
There are lots of questions here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
which one to start with?
will display the question on the screen. Please, the committee, share the questions. Okay, this is the question. The first question from Khairul Anam is a lecturer from Universitas Jember. What the technology of road highway in Malaysia? Maybe it is the technology of road highway, I think.
Okay, perhaps I'm not quite sure what technology that you are mentioning here, about technology of construction technology, or perhaps the pavement technology, or the traffic management technology, and so on. But perhaps I may take an example, one of the system under pillars tadi tu, traffic management system that they are using for the use of the highway in Malaysia lah. Okay, as for your information, in Malaysia under the Highway Malaysian Authority, we do have more than 30 concessionaire. Okay, when there is an accident happen, it's very difficult for them to to grab the information as soon as possible. And even the report that they receive from time to time is varies, as thick as a thesis or perhaps as a piece of paper to do a reporting. So in terms of standardization, what Malaysian Highway Authority did is basically to establish one system or database system. Especially when we talk here about the road safety, so I would like to reflect into the road safety system. So in the matters that they collecting the data is actually at on-site data can be easily collecting. They collect the data by whenever there is an incident, accident, and so on. They do on-site reporting immediately. So they just use like tools such as iPad or phone and so on, as simple as phone sebenarnya, to just key in the information, as simple as that. The key in information, take a photos and upload and so on. So in that systematic way, it's very much easier for them to do a reporting later on when there is an accident and so on. It's the first fast response Second adalah is more systematic. The third one is actually by having a very good systematic data, it's much easier for the authority to know that, okay, which one is required an improvement and which road is require budget, okay, for improvement in terms of the maintenance and so on. Okay, so now with that system and with the IRAP in place, it is actually in the process of getting and combine that. Okay, so as what apa tu tadi Mr. Moderator mentioned about the cost kan, if in case they are actually, when we talk about highway Malaysia ni, they are all quite rich lah because they are actually looking at this toll concessionaire kan. So when we talk about that and also to give back to the public, they need to do some investment. So this is their investment, okay, to fix quickly the location that having a very high risk, okay, and for their monitoring now, they are actually combined with their accident database. So they are actually doing the overlaying, to look at, okay, for the location that already have an improvement, they would like to monitor either there is an accident or not. Okay, so by having this benefit cost ratio tadi is actually one of the good calculation for them to know either their investment is good or not, because for highway in Malaysia and also for high volume road, whenever there is an incident or accident, the repair work is much higher. It's very, very much higher. When we compare about to replace like the terminal and treatment tu kan, apa dia panggil? Lupa pula I. So whenever apa tu an incident happen, they hit their infrastructure or they hit their road furniture, the replacement is actually very high compared with if they do the treatment earlier and there is no accident. Okay, so this is one of the technology ataupun the systematic database system that implemented in Malaysia to cater for the road safety.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. The next question, please. Okay, it is from, sorry. Okay, Anginila first.
Anginila.
What do you think about the accident data record in Malaysia? Is it already reliable? And please share your experiences in this topic.
Okay, so yeah, it's 5 years in this field. It seems that the accident data record, as I did mention earlier, there are two authorities that looking into that. Sebenarnya ada banyak beberapa, but road accident itself dekat federal road and also highway ada di bawah Royal Malaysian Police. They are actually the bodies ataupun agencies that collect the data. And I did mention earlier as well regarding the data yang daripada Malaysian Highway Authority. Okay, so to know either it is reliable or not, we already tested, because we already established like what LLM did, Malaysian Highway Authority did, and police also have a set of data. So now, previously there are lots of discrepancy dan some of the ada jugalah kalau data tu map ada ke laut pun ada juga, adalah. But anyway, there are from time to time we try to fix it by having another set of data. That is the important of the researcher, to come up with another set of data, and then we overlaykan balik to look at, okay, this is reliable or not. So if this is not reliable, what is actually the gap that is contribute to that? Okay, so at this time the data is quite promising, and of course there always lah, when we talk about data ni ada, it's because it depends on the human factor juga. When we talk about the officer that take a data tu, tengoklah tahap kerajinan dia, tahap apa dia the level of dia punya concern and so on. Sometimes just like simply apa ke kan. So this is all, when we talk about dealing with people, is always there that it may give some effect. Yeah, we try to avoid or perhaps minimize the use of users interruption in the system, so that we hope that the system will get better.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
The next question, please. From Amalia Marta, the question is, what aspects could be promising to reduce the fatality of injuries?
Okay, secara dasarnya, the fact is the road users contribute the highest percentage. Okay, more than 85% is due to the users factors. Okay, so by looking at the statistic, this is actually the biggest area that we should tackle first. Yeah, but looking at the safe system approach study, yeah, when we talk about human always make a mistake, yeah, but we try to minimize that as good as possible. But the important adalah what is the other aspect that can minimize the interaction of these users. Okay, sebab user ni something adalah golongan yang unpredictable. Okay, it's very unpredictable. So what we can do adalah to look into other aspect. That is the reason why we have NCAP, yeah, ujian pelanggaran, give a star rating to the vehicle. We hope that the vehicle that get into the countries is actually a very good in terms of standard, a very provide a very protective devices, yeah. And at the same time, that is the reason why IRAP is also introduced. Okay, we actually know that this is a possible or perhaps the location with the higher risk. Okay, and we require to fix it in advance. Okay, in order to reduce the impact, minimize the impact of this user. Okay, beside all the campaign, all the all the safety awareness, yeah. So it is all necessary. It is actually from the start. I did mention dealing with people. It should be continuous, not by season. Okay, you need to have season tu. Kadang Malaysia pun sama jugalah. Kadang during festive season, okay, campaign macam-macam, and then slow sekejap. Okay, so that is things that we need to really ensure that dealing with people, as I did mention, it should be continuous. But what we can tackle adalah the other aspect. As I did mention, technology will help a lot. Yeah, so fix the car. I mean, like, bukan nak kata the best is actually to have a technology that help minimize the impact dalam kereta. There are a lot of technology now. Kalau bawa laju je dia macam especially during bumper to bumper session, sebab apa Malaysia pun macam Jakarta juga jam and so on kadang-kadang boring, tidur lah, tengok ni lah. So actually technology in the vehicle will help. Automatic braking system ke, all the device will help sebenarnya. There are a lot. Kalau tak help in terms of accidents pun, it help in terms of fatality. Minimize the severity. Okay, and also to the road furniture lah, road infrastructure. Okay, if we properly put it accordingly in place, we warn them accordingly with proper signages and so on, I think we will minimize that from time to time.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Siti. I do agree that human factor is really unpredictable actually, because we can predict the behavior of people, and we should have a frequently, campaign of road safety, I think.
Yep.
The next question is from Rizal. What is the main cause on the fact that productive age is dominating the traffic accidents?
What is the main cause on the fact that productive ages dominating the traffic accident? The productive ages ni, we need to say that range of
range from 17 to 40 or 30.
Yeah. Okay, first, when we talk about the range, it's between 5 to 29 years old. And in between, as what nation punya trend adalah starting from 16. Yeah, 16 is actually novice drivers. they just get their license, yeah. They just get their license, and yelah, orang muda ni dia punya tahap eager dia tu lebih sikit lah.
Yeah.
Forward, yeah. They are actually very aggressive. That is the reason why we do have mak rempit here lah, dindong lah. So it's again back to their behavior. Okay, their behavior. So dealing with behavior it's very difficult, as I mentioned, yeah. It's very difficult. Kalau dia ada kesedaran, they can behave well, it's supposed not to be any problem. But when we look into down, yeah, down the line, yeah, from perhaps 5 to 29 years old tadi tu, takkan nak kata budak-budak lebih agresif. There are things that we need to look at. What is the problem? Sebab kalau Malaysia 16, but how about 15, 14 and so on? Maybe ada juga yang bawa motor curi-curi. That's fine. I mean, like, it's actually things happen. But how about in case that they don't have any transport? There is not a riders, for example. They are actually a victim. They are not riders. They are not the users, but they are actually the road users, and they are actually defective. Maksudnya, kalau misal kata as an engineer, we didn't design the crosswalk or perhaps the zebra crossing properly, we didn't put a proper signal to allow them to cross, because it depends on countries sebenarnya. When we talk about countries, advanced country lah ya, more country-country yang dah develop ni, they are actually know that whenever pedestrian is actually would like to cross, they allow them to cross. But here, the car is they are not giving a priority to the pedestrian, for example, yeah. And that's the reason why IRAP juga boleh extended to look into what is actually the problems at the schools area, the institutions. So there are things that we need to look. As an engineer, we think as an engineer, what is our contribution to help? Okay, because susah juga tak ada lagi kot engineer orang sebab kalau dealing with users ni is something like, oh okay, kita kena engineer kan users ni to ensure that they are really following the protocol. But okay, to cut short, perhaps the main cause is because of the age itself pun we know it is quite active, progressive, willing to take a challenge and so on. But what we can do next adalah tadi less than the dapat CJ yang belum dapat license tu, it's actually things that we need to think of, especially we need to protect them. Kalau baby anak-anak kecil yang duduk dalam kereta with the proper CRS, child restraint system, janganlah bagi mereka berjalan-jalan, bergerak-gerak, orang panggil berlari-lari dalam kereta, kenderaan sebagainya, because with a small impact pun it's a hit to them, okay, especially small kids and children. Untuk license ni pula, saya serahkanlah kepada perhaps the authority lah to look into this, add-onnya apa in order to really include some element to really let them aware their safety is their priority. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Next question, please. From Reza Martini, the question is, how important is the speed management to decrease the fatal injury percentage?
Okay, thank you once again from Reza rasanya ni. Okay, speed management, actually one of the factors that affecting is the speed. Yeah, speed. Because the higher the speed, the higher the impact. That is the fact. Okay, meaning to say that if in case that misal kata you are driving at 50 km per hour, you can just imagine that you are actually falling down from 6 multi-story building, for example. I didn't get the ni, sepatutnya ada lah tu dia punya ni. Kalau 100 km per hour, it seems that you are actually falling down from 10 multi-story building. you can imagine how bad is the impact. Okay, kalau jatuh tu kan, I'm not sure ada, yelah most of the case innalillah lah kalau dia jatuh 10 apa tu kan, daripada 10 level tu, it is actually the similarity in terms of the speed impact to the human body. Okay, bukannya kita ni Superman ke apa kan, tu dah ada cicah je boleh terbang balik. We are actually impacted by the increasing of the speed will increase the fatality rate. Okay, so important of the speed management to decrease the fatal injury percentage. So what we did in Malaysia adalah memang dia ada dua parties tu. Satu memang from police from time to time they are doing the speed trap and so on. Sebab apa, human kan, dia nampak tak ada the enforcement, then that is the time for them to speed. Okay, especially on highway. The second apa tu, it's a frequent enforcement from the Royal Malaysia Police, and at the same time under the Ministry of Transport, under the Department of Transport, what they did, memang we introduce the automatic camera enforcement, automatic enforcement camera. Okay, the reason why, okay, there are quite a number of process in terms of that speed management. First, we really require the location. That is why data is very important. We require the location on which that is a very high risk, or perhaps there are a lot of accidents due to the speeding cases. Okay, because from the data we know that the reason why the accidents happen kan, so one of the case adalah because of speeding problem. Okay, so from the stretch, misal kata highway kita kan, from the stretch of the highway tu, we identify the location accordingly. Alright, so we allocate satu camera dekat the the spot area. Okay, when we know that this is the spot area, what we did further, it is actually automatic maksudnya bukan ada orang ke apa, we put it there, dan Waze apa semua pun akan cakap lah, dekat depan ni ada kamera, we are fine with that, let the Waze let you know. Okay, and even we put a big signboard as well, 2 kilometer ahead you will find a speed camera and so on, because that is actually the intention. We would like to modify the behavior of the driver, because if that is not happen, we know that that location is actually very critical, very high risk. Kalau dia pandu laju je, perhaps the possibility of involved in an accident tu ada, besar. So the reason why we put there, so most of the case kat jalan tu orang akan memandu ikut hal laju yang ditetapkan. So we may decrease the numbers of the accident at that location. Okay, so the question next adalah berapa banyak nak letak, sebab apa, most of the case orang tak perasan je letak apa ni kan, dia orang akan mandu laju. So there are quite a number of technology now. We can use like an average speed camera. It is not we don't have it here, but the technology is actually offering the apa tu the what we call the point-to-point camera, so we can take an average of the speed of the vehicles in order for us to give summon and so on. The intention is not to give summon. Bila dia orang tahu jalan-jalan tu, even Waze pun tak letak signboard, tak apa, Waze, Google semua pun dia cakap, okay, police enforcement ahead, speed camera ahead, tak apa, let it be. Okay, then you know that you need to slow down. Kalau boleh lagi banyak, public mention that the police is ahead, so everywhere is actually police, because the apa tu dalam Google dengan Waze tu semua is actually based on the users punya information. Kita nakkan users yang prihatin, letak je lah kat situ supaya sepanjang jalan tu nanti orang akan behave and follow the speed limit. Okay, I hope that is answering the question, Reza. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Siti. The next question is from Rindianya Amavista. In the low middle income countries, motorcycles are inundating the road. Is it possible to reduce the road accidents by decreasing the number of motorcycles?
Very good question. Very good question, yeah. Actually, the things that I believe is very difficult. I wish we can use this ataupun I wish we can do this, yeah. But knowing the fact that we are actually depending on, most of us is actually depending on motorcycle. Kalau nak tengok contohnya di Indonesia pun, di Malaysia pun sama. It's always a jam condition, bumper to bumper most of the time. Sekarang ni because of the MCO in Malaysia, so the numbers is decreasing lah. But a normal day during peak hours is jam. Especially dekat major city lah, major city. Alright, so they require a motorcycle to be used and so on. What I would like to suggest further, kalau nak ikutkan, based on study and research as well, the good thing is actually, first I need to mention, it's very difficult to reduce them. Second, how to manage them. That is supposed to be like the next question, how to manage them. We require a management, good management, untuk pastikan bahawa they are all well protected, they know what they should do. Sebab apa, sometimes they don't have any direction, they just know that okay, jalan, semuanya jalan dia punya, for example. So what we did, but sometimes sometimes it's just a hiccup lah, ada hiccup here and there, but it's always good to separate them from the other mode of transport, especially when we talk about the differential in terms of the size of vehicle. Kita ada lorry, kita ada bus, kita ada motosikal, kita ada bicycle, kita ada pedestrian. So it's a variation in terms of the size, isn't it? So in terms of size and in terms of its speed, it's a different. So the best is actually to separate them accordingly as what are the technology that we have. Bukan teknologi lah, sistem yang kita ada, sebenarnya kita guna pakai lah sistem ni. Memang kalau boleh, we would like to extend this further, but due to the cost is actually a constraint, to separate them, to have an exclusive motorcycle lane. Okay, but as you know, the cost is a bit high, but in terms of cost benefit ratio, again, it will help to explain. It's just a matter of how big is your influence. Okay, that is the matters. That is the matters, and it is a fact. And apa tu? I believe Indonesia pun there are quite a numbers of motorcycle lane. I went to Bali. I can see that there are motorcycle lane there. Kan, betul ke? Yes. Yes. If I'm mistaken. So yeah, I hope that with this good collaboration between kita kan, I mean like researcher, we would like to do some comparison, tengok sikit either this how does it goes, what is the updates, either it's effective or not. So it's one of the measurement. It's one of the measurement. Beside other countries is actually looking at the technology in terms of vehicle. I mean like motorcycle itself, in terms of the technology of motorcycle. So I mean to say that they are actually converting it to electric motorcycle, the e-bike. But there are always pro and cons lah. That's the reason why we have a lot of researcher. We need to do research first to really convince that which one is actually more applicable, which one is really have a cost benefit yang lebih tinggi. So it's a continuous thing. And other than the motorcycle separation in terms of the lane itself, dekat traffic light pun is good to have the separation, because this is our experience. Dekat Malaysia, motorcycle will chip in everywhere, and especially dekat traffic light, then they don't have any space. Jadi bila nak bergerak tu, sometimes there is an accident dekat depan tu because of kereta nak jalan, dia nak ke kiri, dia nak ke kanan, so it's a messy. So there are things that we require study. Let's see, and also try to prove that which one is the best to separate them. But separation is one of the keyword.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Siti.
Okay.
And the next question, please. From Galarida, is there any joint communications between countries in Southeast Asia to reduce the number of crash and fatality rate in this region?
Okay, it's supposed to mention yes. There is a joint communication, there is a platform that we are reporting, okay, for countries. Kita memang ada LTWG, Land Transport Working Group, okay, under the ministry, Land Transport Working Group, RSSWG, Road Safety Working Group, okay. So this is actually the platform that most of the case the ministries have, okay. So the representative basically from the ministries lah. I was there quite a number of time to represent Malaysia, and there is the platform that we are updating, the apa orang panggil, the accident data, the efforts that we are putting in, the program-program yang kita boleh share, the effectiveness that we can also share, dan there is a platform. ASEAN Secretariat sebenarnya berada di Indonesia. Okay, ASEAN Secretariat di Indonesia. The Secretariat from Indonesia lah. And Land Transport Working Group under Road Safety. Land Transport Working Group under Road Safety Task Force. Okay.
Okay.
Ada.
Okay, thank you. The next question, maybe. Oh, okay. It is from Ahmad Hasanuddin. How's the behavior of Indonesian workers who works in Malaysia in driving the cars? Are they mostly involving in the road accident? Maybe it is related to Indonesian workers in Malaysia in driving.
Okay. As for now, I'm so sorry to mention, saya pun tak buat lagi to the extent lah. I mean like to look into that. But the data is there. Melihat pada kewarganegaraan. So in case of this is required by embassy, I'm close contact with Pak Farid and also Pak Supandi from Ministry of Perhubungan dan juga kementerian. If it is required, let me know so that we can arrange something lah to look into that detail. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. The next question, please. Maybe one question more. It is. Is there any technical problem? Oh, okay. As we know that transportation, especially cars, have used an automatic driving system. What do you think about this? Do you think that the automatic driving system can be applied to reduce traffic accidents?
Okay, so very interesting question. When we talk about automatic driving system, the higher hierarchy is autonomous vehicle. Okay, the autonomous vehicle, we are aiming for that. Yeah, world is actually inspired that to be on our road. Okay, what do you think about this? I am inspired. I mean, like that is my inspiration to have the autonomous vehicle, not to do any off driving. The vehicle will drive automatic for you. You just give some direction, but it's always a constraint. Yeah, it's always a constraint. I believe there are a lot of factors that contribute. Yeah, but it can be one of the mechanism to reduce traffic accident, yes, because as we know, the higher percentage of factors affecting the traffic accidents is due to the human, more than 85%. Okay, if we eliminate the users from the road, bukan nak kata tak bagi diorang atas jalan, but reduce their interactions with the vehicle, I think it's a very good inspiration. Yeah, but macam tadi lah, it's good to have it may reduce traffic accidents, but still a but. It's still long way to go lah. Still long way to go because they really require a very good test to the vehicle. The autonomous level pun ada banyak 1, 2, 3, 4 dan most of the case now we have like 1 and 2. 3 is about to have, 4, 5 tu dah memang boleh makan minum dalam kereta, tak payah buat apa lah, tak tahu sampai je kan. But it's there, macam kata buses, small coach and so on tu dah ada dah. Singapore is actually dealing with that already. They have a test bed and so on. We are actually about to start at Cyberjaya. I went there in Singapore to really look at their test bed lah. It's a very thorough study and still like a very controlled environment. Okay. A very controlled environment. The other challenges that I think we may face adalah, especially Southeast Asia, sebab kita banyak motosikal. Motosikal kita, we have a lot of motorcycles that, motorcycle tu tak salah, the motorcyclist tu, is actually try to, to be everywhere. The road is them, the road is belong to them. That is a problem. Sebab macam mana clever pun kereta, kadang-kadang dia macam hang juga lah. And that is actually things that it's require a very thorough study. It's require a very advanced technology. And of course, require a good network. Alright? Jangan KKL ada tiba-tiba macam kata Major City ada and suddenly you go down out to the kampung area and suddenly tak ada, nanti tak berjalan you punya kereta, duduk je kat situ. But it's one of the good indicator that if in case that we are at that level, I believe it may reduce the traffic accident. Okay, dengan syarat the technology work well. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Siti, we have one more question for Miss Amelia Kusuma Indriastuti from Diponegoro University Semarang. Miss Amelia, could you please ask the question by yourself maybe? You are now spotlighted by the committee. Committee, please unmute first, Dr. Amelia. Okay, please, Miss Amelia. I'm sorry, we cannot hear your voice. Oh, okay, maybe I will read the question for you. The first question is, what are the considerations to adjust condition of roads to establish the indicator for road star standard?
Okay, when we talk about road star standard, the tools that is widely acceptable tadi adalah IRAP, IRAP star rating. And looking at the parameter of the IRAP, we do have about 90 plus parameter, 90 plus parameter. So it's a huge parameter that we like to consider. Okay, but as per my experience, the lesser the speed of the vehicle, the lesser the speed of the lesser the operating speed will be better. Okay, maksudnya kalau you memandu ikut had laju yang ditetapkan should be okay. Or perhaps lower the speed. Macam tadi, as what we are having dalam kita most of our document and also our second decade of action to look at the possibility of having like 30 km per hour at the town area or urban area. It is actually one of the indicator, one of the parameter that can give a big influence to your road standard. Okay?
Okay, thank you. The second question for Miss Amelia, please. I see that the higher star. Oh, okay. We can hear your voice now.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, yes, Dr. Siti, I see that from 5 stars, the indicator is for straight alignment, and the higher star is for the road for straight alignment. But in Indonesia, some accident happen in straight segments. What do you think about this?
Okay, hakikatnya the more straighter ataupun lebih straight jalan you is actually lebih bahaya. Okay, due to reason that you may apply a very high speed on the road.
Yeah.
Okay, and especially when it is too straight and too long. Too straight and too long. It may end up with the consciousness you will be decreased. So I just mentioned that, okay, I can see that, oh, this is straight. So you just like press your, press minyak tu as fast as you can. All right. So that is most of the case, the reason that engineers design road at various segment. Straight section ada cornering. Kadang-kadang jalan tu sepatut boleh straight je, but we are actually design it as a corner. Some of the section. The reason to highlight this lah, to ensure that there is a segment that we need to give some trigger to the users that they are actually need to do alert on whatever in front of them. So get back to your concern about the straight section have a higher star. Sebenarnya tidak, sebenarnya tidak. So because tadi it is not really you are not really looking into that I mean like this is not many data that you can see lah some of the example aja yang bagi tu, but anyway most of the perception is not most of the case dekat cornering pun is actually with a what we call the speed limit yang baik, speed limit yang baik is actually is not to be a problem at all. It's supposed to achieve 5 stars as well. It can be, right? So most of the case dekat segment yang straight ni adalah segment yang sometimes we think it is jalan ni dah selamat, but sometimes not. Okay, especially jalan-jalan yang adjacent to the curving. Okay, adjacent to the curving is actually yang memang pose a very high risk. That's the reason why before they are actually approaching that curvature, based on data kita ada lah that segment will be ataupun spot tu adalah spot-spot yang kita berpotensi sebagai spot-spot untuk letakkan automatic camera enforcement. Okay, before reaching that curvature on that straight section with some calculation of stopping side distance, overtaking side distance and so on tu, we are actually indicate something there lah in order to improve the condition in terms of the star rating.
Okay, thank you, Miss Amelia, for the question. Well, unfortunately, we have to end this question and answer session.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. You're most welcome, Miss Amelia. Looks like that we have answered all of the questions from the audiences. Dr. Siti, maybe most of the questions, not all of them. Is there anything else you want to mention, Dr. Siti?
Sorry?
Is there anything else you would like to mention?
Okay, I would like to thanks all of you again. Thank you very much. Sampaikan salam saya kepada Pak Rektor Universitas Jember, Dr. Engineer Iwan Taruna, and Dekan juga, Faculty of Civil, and the rest of the crew. I need to mention the rest of the crew, and also for you, Mr. Moderator, thank you very much assisting me in this session. Thank you very much for such an interactive session. This is the first time I received a lot of questions. And I am more than happy to answer that as apa tu lah, under my apa tu lah ya, pengetahuan dan jurisdiction, I answered it accordingly. All right, so I think that's all. I would like to welcome all of you, and perhaps the rest lecturers from Jember Universities and also the other lecturers juga, for us to collaborate further in terms of research, if in case that you are interested, publication and so on. So we will keep communicating, for us to really use this platform to share. Okay, so we would like to learn from you juga, and of course whatever we can share, then I am more than happy. Okay,
Thank you, Dr. Siti. We are from the Department of Civil Engineering. Say thank you to Dr. Siti Ishak, and we hope that we can continue our collaboration in terms of education and also for the research. And please give applause, a big applause for Dr. Siti.
Boleh dengar. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you once again, Dr. Siti. And
thank you very much.
Okay, I give back to Pak Putra.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Willy, for moderating the main sessions. And thank you again to Dr. Siti Zaharah Ishak for her inspiring lecture. To all attendees, please don't forget to fill out the Google form that we have sent in the chat box for attendance list and e-certificates. The e-certificates will be sent automatically to the email you register. Or if you haven't received the e-certificate email, you can download your e-certificate on our study program website. Kepada semua hadirin, mohon untuk mengisi Google Form yang telah kami kirimkan pada chat box untuk daftar hadir dan e-sertifikat. Jika Anda memiliki permasalahan dengan e-sertifikat, Anda bisa langsung mengunjungi website kami. And ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for me to close our lecture today. I would like to thank all of you for your active participation in this guys lecture. I hope to see you again in the coming lectures from Civil Engineering Department that will be held tomorrow, November 26, entitled Urban Rail Transit Technology Roadmap and East Java Railway System Development, that will be given by Dr. Juwono Prasetyo from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia and Dr. Dadang Supriyatno from Universitas Negeri Surabaya. Once again, thank you for your participation and see you at the next International Guys lecture.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you very much. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you for all the participants and also for the committee.